But she know I'm the man like okay. She know I'm the man like yeah, let's go. She know I'm the okay. She know I'm the man like most painful car accidents ever. Now, when it comes to death, I would rather, go out either in my sleep or like something that's instantaneous. And I'm pretty sure that's with everybody. Oh man, I don't know about car accidents, bro. Like this crap. Look, man, let's check it out. Let's see what they got in store, bro. Let's stop talking.
The donut incident.
The donut
It was
incident.
just another midday drive for this 28-year-old man in Ohio. The sky was clear, the roads were stretched out like any other time, and for him, his morning had officially started.
Type
The
shit.
only thing left for him to do was to get some breakfast. So he'd stop by a store to grab some donuts and coffee before taking off for work. And just like that, his morning was entirely complete. The man was sipping a coffee in one hand and biting a donut in the other. For him, things really couldn't get any better than this, but somewhere between the first sip and the next bite, everything went sideways. Literally.
You know what would make this day better? Some music. Hey Siri, play some
Some
Diddy.
music.
Now playing Demi Lovato.
What? No. I said play Diddy, like, Puff Daddy?
Now playing Yeet.
You requesting?
I'll just
You
do it
requesting?
While it
Nigga, pause or something. You requesting Diddy early in the morning? Strike one.
his donut, it'd slip out of his hands and knock over his coffee. In a panic to stop the spilling, he quickly reached for the beverage to steady it.
Ooh.
And just like that. In a split second,
Like this
his
thumbnail.
car veered left to the opposite lane of traffic. I forgot to mention that this was all occurring in the middle of the highway, on an extremely busy Wednesday morning. And unfortunately, at 50 to 60 miles per hour, that's all it takes. His vehicle cut across the lane and slammed head-on into two westbound cars, completely flattening one in the process.
Oh my
The impact was
goodness.
violent enough to leave three vehicles completely mangled and scatter their debris across the field of the road like an explosion. Witnesses saw the
Damn.
chaos. One driver was trapped inside their vehicle with crushed metal pinning them in place,
Oh.
while first responders worked frantically to cut them free.
Ooh.
As for the flattened car, it sat in the ditch with its airbags blown out, windshield shattered, and frame completely crushed. When paramedics arrived at the scene, they worked desperately to extract the victims from the wreckage. They would even try to bring out the body in the flattened vehicle.
This is
And
why.
to their sheer horror, the victim was still alive.
Ooh,
The crew
shit.
would immediately transfer both individuals to the University Hospital's Geauga Medical Center, while a third refused further treatment. To everyone's total shock, all the victims in this accident survived with no life-threatening injuries.
What?
The man responsible was quickly identified and questioned. His rambunctious craving for donuts and coffee on the highway had turned a quiet Ohio road into a disaster.
You fucking coffee
Police
drinkers.
instantly cited him on the spot. Sometimes it's not speed or weather or a drunk driver that causes the crash. Sometimes it can simply just be a donut. So don't drive
Or
while
coffee.
distracted.
You coffee drinkers.
35. Honestly, this one was a little too depressing, so I decided to take it out. Instead, for this incident,
What?
you can just look at this cute rabbit for a bit.
I mean, it is a cute little rabbit, but I want to see the nitty gritty, bro. This month of September,
It was the
you
evening-
took no fucking way. You actually took it out. This whole month of September has been nothing but gore, gritty, itty bitty, critty, itty bitty. You know what I'm saying?
On February 3rd, 2015,
Too much
in
going
Buffalo,
on.
New York.
This
Commuters
ain't
boarded
nothing
the Metro
compared to
North
what we
train
saw.
that was headed for the suburbs after a long day in Manhattan. At the
Is
same
that
time,
fucking
a
Corey?
49-year-old mother from Edgemont was behind the wheel of her Mercedes SUV. She had just left work and was cutting through unfamiliar back roads due to an earlier accident on the highway. She approached the Commerce Street crossing, a dangerous grade-level track where warning lights flashed and gates descended.
Oh,
But instead of stopping, as you might have already guessed,
Ooh.
her SUV ended up in the worst place possible, the tracks.
oh,
Like any other normal person, you'd think that she would reverse her car out of harm's way, right? Well, you'd be wrong. Instead, she drove forward, accidentally stopping on the rails as the crossing gate came down behind her, pinning her vehicle into one place.
fuck,
She
bro.
panicked.
Imagine the luck, bro. The bad luck, bro. That's such bad luck.
Trying to find an escape, but without a second to react, headlights pierced the dark. The Metro North train, carrying hundreds of passengers, slammed into her SUV with catastrophic force. The impact drove the 5,000-pound vehicle nearly 1,000 feet up the tracks before ripping it apart.
Damn.
But that's only the beginning of what made this situation so terrible. When the train impacted her car, the rails snapped off the ground and speared through her SUV, right into the train's passengers. These rails would shoot up from the floor
What the
and send
fuck?
fire and sparks exploding onto the passengers. The first carriage completely erupted into flames as metal debris tore through windows
Oh
and
my-
seats like shrapnel. At the rear of the train, riders only felt a slight bump, but up at the front, it was a pure nightmare. Smoke filled the cars, people screamed, and sections of rail shot through the cabin like burning javelins.
Whoa.
People desperately clawed at jammed doors, but the heat was unbearable and too suffocating. The smell of burning seats, fuel, and flesh is all that survivors could remember when trying to escape. The scene was described as literal hell on a train. When the fire finally died down, 6 people were gone and 15 others were severely injured.
Damn.
The SUV was obliterated, and the train was left mangled and scarred.
Shit. Damn.
The flames. This
Oh my
remains the
God.
deadliest crash in Metro North Railroad's
Oh
history.
my
And the moral
Lord.
is as simple as it is brutal. When you're on the road, always be attentive and learn to react quickly.
Holy.
Most of the time, roads are actually pretty boring, and honestly, they don't really have crazy things like this happening all the time, but in the rare case you end up in a situation like this, be prepared and always act fast. Guillotine. The stands
The
were packed.
guillotine.
Families, fans, and journalists gathered shoulder to shoulder, watching the 24 hours of Le Mans. Cars from Mercedes, Jaguar, and Ferrari screamed down the straightaways,
Type.
pushing limits that the track itself had never been designed to handle. Then came lap 35. Mike Hawthorne darted toward the pits, braking hard in front of the Austin Healey driver.
Skirt.
Macklin swerved to avoid him, but in doing so, he moved directly into the path of Pierre Levey,
These visuals,
going
bro.
at over 120 miles per hour. What happened next was unfortunately pure carnage. Levey's car struck Macklin's rear end and was launched into the air like a missile.
Pure
The man's
carnage.
car literally started flying. And of course, it'd be aimed at nothing other than tightly packed crowds of bystanders
Oh my God.
enjoying their favorite cars racing on the track.
Woo.
The Mercedes would smash into the spectator in front of the grandstand, and on impact, it would immediately disintegrate. The car's heaviest components, like the engine block, suspension, and radiator, tore free and
Flying.
drove into the crowd with the force of artillery shells, obliterating dozens on impact.
No way.
However, the worst part was the hood. It was sharp, silver, and launched out of the car the fastest, making it form a spinning motion like a saw blade. The hood would fly into the crowd and sever the heads of multiple spectators watching in the stands. Survivors would later describe this scene as the hood decapitating tightly jammed spectators like a guillotine.
Yo, imagine seeing that in real time, bro. Imagine seeing somebody head getting chopped, you know what I'm saying, in real time, bro. Oh my, bro, you'll have nightmares for the rest of your life.
By the time the smoke cleared, at least 82 people were gone, and hundreds more were
82
injured.
people? Oh, sheesh.
This event would later on become known as the 1955 Le Mans disaster, and it would remain the most catastrophic accident in racing history. A little fun fact about this event is that the organisers wouldn't allow the race to stop. They'd ensure that the drivers kept competing so that the venue didn't ensue into a mass panic and block medical responders from being able to enter in. This event would be so shocking to the world at the time that multiple countries across Europe banned motorsports altogether until safety standards could be improved. No matter how exciting or important something feels in the moment, it's never worth risking lives by ignoring safety. One bad decision can hurt not just you, but everyone around you.
Yeah.
Don't speed, don't be distracted while driving, and always drive safely. With that being said, have a happy day.
You can't just, I mean, I appreciate the rabbit, but like, you can't just exit the video like saying have a happy day after seeing some gory shit. Bro, I know y'all been seeing what's been going around with, I don't want to say the names because people been getting damn near exiled left and right just for mentioning him. Not necessarily mentioning him, but like talking against him. And I don't want to get into it because I don't want to say anything about that. But just know that happened. The thing with David going on, that is insane. The refugee the school, like two schools, pyong pyong. Oh my, y'all gotta stay safe out there, bro. It's getting bad. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and have a happy day.